G'day, I'm here in Byron Bay with the new VW Passat. And when I say new, I mean all new. This is the 8th generation of the Passat. Hugely important car for VW. You'll be aware that they've had a little bit of trouble over the last couple of weeks. And while the Passat is outsold by Golf in Australia by about 4 to 1, globally, this is the company's biggest seller. This car has a lot riding on it. So, all new car means all new platform. In the case of the Passat, VW have taken the Golf 7 platform, but they've stretched it. So, the wheelbase grows by nearly 80 millimeters, quite a bit, yet the exterior dimensions of the car, well, they barely change at all. What that means is better interior packaging, more interior space, and hopefully better ride and better handling. Okay, so the car we have here is fitted with the optional R-Line package. Now that's going to add about $3,000 on top of whatever model you choose, and there's only 3 to choose from. But it does add some really nice details. Sportier seats, soft Napa leather, some beautiful aluminium trim. But fundamentally, the architecture of the Passat's interior is really well executed. The air vent runs the entire way across this fascia, almost a sculptural detail. Full connectivity with the touchscreen, syncs to your smartphone to give you full command of all your apps. Beautiful ergonomic wheel, feels great to hold, driving position pretty close to faultless. They really have done a great job on this interior. So you can have your Passat as a sedan, or my preference would be the wagon. I prefer its exterior look, and you can't get away from the practicality that a wagon offers you. Load space, well, that's up by nearly 47 litres on the previous model. You've got great functionality with one-touch release for the rear seats, terrific deep storage for a full-size spare. It really is a great practical load carrier. For the 8th generation of the Passat, VW's simplified the range and they've tightened the pricing. The range opens with the 132 TSI. Now that's just 35k. Above that sits the 132 kilowatt Comfort Line version, yours for 39k. Topping out the range is the 140 kilowatt TDI Highline. Now that's 46,000. And to any of those you can add the R-Line options that I mentioned for about $3,000. But no matter which one you choose, you get the basics, which include 9 airbags, navigation, 3-zone air, and pretty much all the functionality of the App to Connect system. So what's it like to drive? Well, in many ways it's like a slightly larger, slightly more polished Golf, which is a great thing. In the R-Line, it comes with a customizable driver selection mode to allow you to select Sport for throttle response or Sport for suspension. Great because you can separate the two. Steering, also in the R-Line pack, reduces turns lock to lock to 2.1, so fast rack. The suspension for some people might be a little on the stiff side. It's 15 millimeters lower than standard and a little bumpy around town potentially. If you're more of a comfort-orientated driver, stick with the standard setup. Diesel engine, very torquey, 400 Newton meters, responds pretty quickly to the throttle, but obviously doesn't rev quite as eagerly as the petrol. Overall though, pretty persuasive. Well, there really is a lot to like about this new Passat. It's roomy, it's well built, it's great to drive. Narrow model range means there won't be the perfect car for everyone. The diesel, remember, is only offered in the top spec Highline. I think for me, the sweet spot of the range has got to be the $39,000 petrol-powered Comfort Line. And in wagon form, it's a great alternative to an SUV.